You won't believe these 10 things rappers absolutely hate about getting rich and famous. From gossip to managing their huge wealth, these are the things rappers wish would not have come in the package with fame. Number 10. Rumors. Everyone loves to hear exciting rumors, and it's all fun and games till you find out that you're the central character. Unfortunately, people tend to not just make up stories, but spread them far and wide. And the farther it goes, the more complicated it gets. And in the end, it's a totally different story from how it started. Now, that can be truly devastating when you're the one people are whispering about. That is why rappers can't stand the constant attention. Since they're public figures, the media outlets try their best to sensationalize made-up stuff, and the more viral the story gets, the more their business thrives. Some say all publicity is good publicity, but it doesn't feel that way when you start hearing bizarre things about yourself. And like all celebrities, rappers can get pretty upset when the media is misrepresenting a story or news related to them. By the start of this year, rumors were circulating about Kanye West being missing. It started to gain attention when his former business manager was unable to contact him. One thing led to another, and people even predicted that he might already be dead. That was brutal. Thankfully, a few days later, the paparazzi spotted Kanye with a woman on the street, and everyone breathed a sigh of relief. It's pretty easy for baseless stories like that to damage someone's mental health and hurt their family, but sometimes even loyal fans can play a significant role in spreading rumors. Remember the rumor that Nicki Minaj and Rihanna were going to be roommates? Well, it turned out that the Caribbean Beauties were shooting a video for a new song called Fly, so people assumed that the two were roomies. Can you believe that? The Queen of Rap had to clear the air on a radio show. After that, Rihanna posted a picture on Twitter captioned, "Me and Nicki at our new pad." Surprisingly, fans were still unable to notice the sarcasm. Even after the clarification, people would come up to her and tell her how lucky she was to be living with Rihanna. Obviously, that's a pretty harmless rumor. In fact, most people wished it was true. But sadly, most rumors aren't so fun, and they can cause some serious problems in celebrities' personal lives. Rappers are no different. They all wish people would stick to the facts. Spreading made-up stories is one thing, but coming up next is something that dissects every aspect of a rapper's life. Number 9. Public scrutiny. While rappers do enjoy the spotlight, that doesn't mean that they can get away with anything. The problem with fame is that you're constantly in the public eye, which means one wrong move and bam, you'll face backlash. Interestingly, it's not always a slip of the tongue or a controversial statement that gets rappers in trouble. In fact, sometimes they're under scrutiny for simple things like their outfit or body weight. Throughout the years, we've seen the headlines where rappers are criticized for stupid things. Newspapers, tabloids, blogs, and other forms of media are there to judge these rap stars. Sometimes things do get out of hand, and these artists get offended over the rude and insulting comments about them. That is the downside of fame. Now, back in the 2020s, the pandemic felt like a time of uncertainty for us all. The whole world was making assumptions and mostly getting away with it, just because they weren't in the spotlight. But then one rap star joined the bandwagon. T.I., also known as Tip, shared in an interview what he thought was an effective treatment. Tip's simple theory was that it all starts in the throat, and if you drink a warm liquid while it's still in your throat, it will be washed down to your stomach, where the acid will take care of it. Obviously, that's not true, but give him a break. After that, the poor guy faced the worst kind of trolling. The backlash was severe only because he was a celebrity. Had a normal person said it over dinner, a few laughs later, everyone would have forgotten about it. You see the double standards we all have? We have another example from Cardi B. She couldn't cope with judgmental people and ultimately took a break from social media to avoid all the hate. In 2019, Cardi B won the Best Album of the Year award. But unfortunately, her big night didn't turn out how she expected. She was criticized for her outfit and even for her award. Memes quickly began circulating about her. The media was in a frenzy and questioned if she deserved the win, and Cardi was not pleased with the hate she received. She even made a video to address the whole drama. Cardi snapped back at everyone and said that she didn't deserve the harsh treatment. At the end, she announced that she was going to shut down her socials for a while. She even reminded everyone that last year, people came out in her support when she was snubbed. And now, when the album went 2-time platinum, people decided to bash her for no reason at all. It is really tough for them as nobody's perfect. In response to such situations, some hip-hop artists even decide to walk away from fame. The rapper Tracy Lee, famous for his song The Theme, It's Party Time, left his career to have a regular life. He graduated from law school and is working as an entertainment lawyer. Similarly, Rico Suave, aka Gerardo Mejia, was a popular hip-hop singer, but he made a big change in his life. He left stardom and became a pastor. People seem to forget that their opinions can be seen by the celebrities they talk about. And it can be pretty hurtful. People forget that not all attention is good attention. In the same way, rappers might love a planned photo shoot, but when there are cameras hiding behind every corner, it can become unbearable. Number 8. Being hunted by paparazzi. It seems cool to be at the center of flashing lights all trying to get a shot of you, right? But what if you're being followed by paparazzi with every step you take? Whether you're going to run some errands or taking your family out for lunch, the whole act becomes frustrating. And rap stars hate paparazzi for doing this. They often forget that these artists are human beings just like us, and being a celebrity doesn't mean that they want people invading their personal space. The paparazzi can sometimes be invasive, and they've been known to go as far as blocking a celebrity's path, stalking them to get a good shot, and even surrounding their house. Now, that's an ambush, and the entire experience is terrifying. You know what the worst part is? Our rap stars don't get to choose. Once you're in the spotlight, you're always going to be the paparazzi's #1 target. And there have been many instances where the paparazzi and rappers came face to face. Everyone knows that Kanye West doesn't like the paparazzi. Once he tried to grab a female paparazzo's camera. This happened when she asked him about Kim Kardashian's ex-boyfriend, Reggie Bush. The incident made the headlines, leading to more rumors. In one of Kanye West's popular songs called Flashing Lights, he raps about how much he hates them. And he's not alone. Eminem has similar feelings about them. He tries to avoid them as much as he can. However, he doesn't use violence against the photographers to scare them off. Rappers hate being exposed to stardom, as that means people can take advantage of them anytime. Number 7. Getting scammed. When rap stars become super rich, they spend cash on their favorite items. But they often forget one thing: being careful with their money. Since literally everyone knows how much they make, there's a high chance of getting scammed. And that's exactly what happened to some of your favorite artists. Lil Baby once spent $400K on a Patek Philippe watch, but when he flaunted it, people quickly noticed it was a ripoff. He made a huge mistake of buying it from a dealer instead of visiting Patek. When the news started going viral, the dealer apologized and Lil Baby got his money back. But not everyone is lucky enough to get a refund. Take Waka Flocka's example. Someone accessed his digital wallet through OpenSea and added NFTs in it. And when he tried to get rid of them, the hackers stole 19 grand from his account. He filed a complaint on OpenSea, but he had no luck. Poor guy. Apart from being exploited for money, rappers face a bigger challenge involving someone close to them. Number 6. Having fake friends. Once people become popular, it becomes more difficult for them to identify genuine friends. The lines between a real and a fake friend start to blur, and being a rich and famous rapper is no different. People often pretend to be their friends only for financial gains or to benefit from secondhand fame. Imagine having to constantly watch and judge everyone who comes into your life. It would mean always being alert 24/7. Over the years, many rap stars have been candid about the whole fake friend thing. It's such a big problem, they've even released songs about it. Kanye's Real Friends is a brilliant example of that. The track takes the listeners through the struggles he faced with friends and family. And it's not just songs. Some artists have been vocal about the issue as well. One of Kodak Black's Instagram Lives had everyone listening as the star talked about dealing with fake friends. There's only one type of person that some rappers hate more than fake friends: interviewers. Number 5. Giving interviews. A lot of rappers like Lil Baby and Lil Uzi Vert are not thrilled about doing interviews. Most of the time, they only do it because they're pushed into it by their manager or their PR. Lil Baby used to do interviews, but he refuses these days. He says the excitement is gone. He even mentioned that he'd rather be at a fashion show in Paris than at an interview. He thinks that maybe it's because of his time in prison. The rap star even felt mentally absent while answering questions. No, he's more interested in a quieter life. He wants to own a label like Def Jam or Roc Nation. He also shared another interesting idea. Lil Baby once thought of exploring the option of becoming a celebrity manager. If he ever went in that direction, he would manage someone like Selena Gomez and receive about 10% of her earnings. This way, he could make some good money without all the hassle of constant traveling. These days, Lil Baby is really focused on his music, and he's using his platform to speak up about social issues affecting the Black community. So even though he's not appearing in a lot of interviews, he's still out there making a difference. But he's not earning as much as someone like Jay-Z. On the other hand, that might be a good thing. Number 4. Misconceptions about their success. We've all seen the glamorous side of a rapper's life. We get impressed with their mansions, car collections, and flashy jewelry. But that makes it easy to forget how they got there. Most of the time, your favorite rap stars had to work hard and sacrifice many things to be who they are today. Instead of focusing on their struggle, we dismiss it. But they know they didn't become rich and famous overnight, and they don't like the misconceptions related to their success. For example, 50 Cent, aka Curtis, has many titles to his name: rap star, CEO, executive producer, and entrepreneur. But what many people don't know is that he had a rocky past. Curtis grew up in New York's poorest neighborhood, and if that wasn't enough, he had a teen mother who was a drug dealer. Unfortunately, she died in a mysterious fire. Can you imagine the pain he went through? And after that, he went down the wrong track. He was only 12 when he entered the drug dealing business, but in 2000, Curtis survived a near-death experience that brought him to his senses. That was when he started focusing on his rapping skills, and look at him today. He's killing everything he does. His success is definitely impressive, but he had to go through a lot to get it. The billionaire Jay-Z that we know today didn't have it easy either. Unfortunately, he was also a drug dealer, but not by choice. He had a single mother and 2 siblings to support, but soon he found that he loved to rap. That's when things started to change for him. When Jay-Z released his debut album, Reasonable Double, people recognized his talent, and the rest is history. His fans take his wealth for granted, but he never did. That's why he didn't stop at just rapping. Instead, he focused on diversifying his income so that he could be as wealthy as he is today. It takes a lot of effort to rake in billions of dollars, but you know what's even more difficult that rappers dislike about being rich? Number 3. Being financially responsible. Once rappers reach the status of millionaires, they seem uncertain about what comes next. There are many stories about some rappers who went broke. People like Jay-Z are rare. Most rappers grew up poor, and that means they have no idea how to be financially responsible adults, especially when they suddenly have more money than they ever dreamed of. Shad Moss was one of those people. He had some popular songs like Lil Bow Wow when he was still a teenager. After that, he tried his luck with acting as well. And while his wealth was not as immense as many rappers today, he still developed some major money problems. In 2012, he confessed to being completely broke, with only $1,500 left in his account. The rapper turned actor fell behind on payments and ultimately faced a harsh reality check. Many people saw him traveling on a commercial flight in 2017 after showing off his private jet. And after that, he became a viral meme. The internet can be pretty brutal. Back in the mid-2000s, T-Pain joined the club of broke rappers after earning an impressive $40 million. He lost every bit of it. His money troubles mostly came from bad investments in houses. T-Pain trusted his manager to handle the real estate stuff, but his manager was picking up real dumps, thinking a fresh coat of paint would fix everything. And spoiler alert, it did not. They never sold any of the places they bought. Things got so rough that T-Pain had to borrow cash to grab a meal for his kids at Burger King. However, he was able to bounce back and make some good money again, thanks to a new hit. Hopefully, he won't blow his second chance, too. Our favorite rap stars love to rake in jaw-dropping amounts of wealth, but they absolutely hate the next phase of that. Number 2. Paying taxes. Nobody likes paying taxes, but as rappers get more successful, the amount of cash they have to give to the government grows and grows, which is one of the reasons why rap stars hate them. Some even try to avoid paying them. However, the IRS doesn't turn a blind eye in such cases. They come knocking on the door, and that's when you know you're in trouble. If you're thinking there's no way that really happens, you're wrong. Back in 2016, Lil Wayne got a big bill in the mail. It said that he owed $900 grand in taxes. That's a lot of money. But it turned out that was just the start. It was soon revealed that he actually owed over $12 million in total. And that was all because he'd been avoiding making payments for so long. And he's not the only one. Ja Rule, aka Jeffrey Atkins, also got in trouble with the taxman. In 2011, he didn't file his tax returns for over $3 million. Because of this, he had to go to prison for 28 months and also had to pay $1.1 million in back taxes. We've already spoken about how fans view rappers in ways that they hate, but this last one is the worst yet. Number 1. People valuing them only for their money. When you're rich, some people pay more attention to your money than anything else about you. That wealth can end up being what people remember you for the most. They've already made up their mind based on your riches. This tends to overshadow a rapper's entire personality. Even worse, it can totally overshadow the music. A lot of rappers view themselves as artists. They worked hard on developing their skills. Most of them write their own music before performing, and it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get that good. Just imagine how you'd feel if you did all that and created something you were proud of, only for people to praise your bank balance instead of your talent. That's gotta hurt, right? Sure, the rap world can be pretty flashy, but they still want to be remembered for their talent more than their riches. Fame only looks good when you're on the other side as a viewer. These stories tell us the darker side of what rappers have to go through every day, whether they want it or not. But it's also true that some rappers love being rich, and the people in our next video know all about that. These are the richest female rappers in the world. Check it out to see if your favorite female artist made it to the list.